Are you hearing me? Let me just confirm that.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, good morning again. I am Charlene Hamilton, Communications Coordinator at the Transport Authority, in charge of stakeholder engagement and also customer service. Thank you so much for the invite, Mr. Ellison, to present on the matter of commercial carriers. A lot of persons do have issues and are not really so au fait with the procedure and the process of applying for commercial carriers. So yes, I have prepared a very brief presentation. It's going to be very clear, going to be very informative, and of course, um, somebody's mic is on. Mr. Campbell.
I will mute them. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm going to be sharing my screen so that you can all read the information just as much as I am going through. Okay, so commercial carrier's license. What is a commercial carrier's license? That's the first thing that we want to probably have an understanding of. So a commercial carrier is a vehicle used for the carriage of goods for hire and reward, or hold on for a minute. Yeah, sorry. A commercial carrier is a vehicle used for the carriage of goods for hire and reward, or for in connection with any trade or business carried on by its owner. So basically, a vehicle that is used, a green plate, as you would probably know it as. Once you see a green plate on a vehicle, you know that's a commercial carrier. And it is used for the carriage of goods, whether it's for hire or reward, or it is used privately by a person who owns a business. And we're going to get into that. What is a commercial carrier's license? Now, this is the license that is issued by the Transport Authority for vehicles that are used for the carriage of goods for hire or reward, or in connection with any trade or business carried on by the owner of the vehicle. There are two types of commercial carrier's license, but before we go into that, we're going to look at who are the persons who need commercial carriers. Oftentimes, as expressed before, persons might be carrying, for example, a doctor, and he has his medical kit in his vehicle. So that's his medical kit is used in furtherance of his profession, but does he really need a commercial carrier's? All right, so who needs a commercial carrier's license? A commercial carrier's license is needed by a person who uses his vehicle to carry goods on behalf of another at a cost, that is, as explained before, for hire and reward, or a person who has a business and uses his vehicle to carry goods for the business. So a doctor, looking back at that analogy, would not need a commercial carrier's license. There are two different types of commercial carriers. We have public commercial carrier's license and we have private commercial. The distinction, one, the public commercial is used for hire and reward, whereas the private commercial is used in connection with the policyholder's business or the person who owns the vehicle, who has a business or a trade. So we look at private commercial in terms of an example. Private commercial carriers applies in the instance where a person owns a business and uses a vehicle in connection with the business. So for example, a person owns a shop and has a vehicle, whether it's a panel van, whether it's a bus, whether it's a car, or a truck. But that vehicle is registered to the company. That vehicle may be used to carry goods on behalf of the company or in furtherance of the business of the company. So at the end of the day, a person who has a shop, for example, or I may have a shop, or Mr. Elliston, you have a shop, and you have a pickup van. Instead of going to hire somebody's vehicle to carry goods for you, for your shop, you will apply for a commercial carrier's license that will be used to carry on the business or trade, which means so you will use your van to go perhaps and buy your stock, and then that is the vehicle that is used for that purpose. It is used in furtherance of your business. It is privately used. So the vehicle is not used for hire and reward, but it is used in connection with your business. All right. Another example may be for companies. So for example, you have large companies like JMEA, Digicel, Flow, and those companies that have a fleet of vehicles. Those vehicles are registered to the company and are used for the furtherance of the company's business. They are not for hire or reward. And that's the explanation for private commercial carriers. The public commercial carriers, however, so if the private commercial is used solely for the business or in connection with the business, then the public commercial is the opposite. That is the one that is used for hire and reward. So for example, using the same shop example, Mr. Elliston, you have your shop, but you don't have a vehicle in which to transport your goods. And so you will go to the wholesale and you'll buy your stock for your shop. However, I have a vehicle. I have a panel van, or I have a panel van. And so you will hire my panel van to carry goods on your behalf. But at the end of the day, it is at a cost. I don't know if I'm making myself clear.
For me, yes.
Okay. All right. So now let us go to the wider picture in terms of public commercial carriers. So we say that is for hire and reward. What we also have as public commercial carriers are vehicles that are used, for example, Lasco, Wisynco, the Wharf, Grace, all those big companies. Although some of these companies will have their own vehicles that are registered to the company and used as private commercial carriers, they also contract persons with trucks, trailers, and all of that. Those vehicles, once they're contracted, once they're not registered to the company and they're contracted by the company to carry goods or cargo on behalf of the company, then that is going to be deemed as a public commercial carrier's license arrangement. So those vehicles, so you have several persons, for example, who are parked at the wharf. They're perhaps contracted to a particular agency or agent or business down at the wharf. Those vehicles are used as public commercial carriers. Whatever they bring, they are paid to do so. So they're hired at a cost. Is that clear?
Yes.
All right. Another form of public commercial carriers that we have and can also be used as a private commercial. For example, we have these bikes. I don't know if you've seen them, many of these delivery bikes. They are persons who are contracted to, for example, restaurants. You have them contracted to businesses as bearers, persons who offer that service by contracting, by using their motorcycles to offer bearer service. They are also deemed as public commercial carriers, but bikes. If the company has a bike that is registered to the company, for example, the Transport Authority, just using that as an example, we have a bike, we have a bearer that would be deemed as a private commercial carriers. So once the vehicle is used in furtherance of the business, then that would be private commercial carriers. If it is used for hire and reward, then it's a public commercial carriers. And that's basically the basic explanation of the difference between the two. So before I go into this part of it in terms of how to apply for the carrier's license, are there any questions? No question? Everybody's clear on what the difference is between the two? How to identify a commercial carrier's license?
Yes.
Go ahead. You're clear?
We're clear.
Oh, you're clear. Oh, okay, awesome. So I'm not doing a bad job then. Nice. All right. So in terms of applying for a commercial carrier's license, the Transport Authority is the agency responsible for issuing the commercial carrier's license, whether it's private or public commercial carrier's licenses, right? The process is fairly easy. As a matter of fact, it's the simplest form of license to apply for through the Transport Authority. And it can be done in-house. You can use our mobile unit or you can use our online platform. We have been encouraging persons to go online. The process is very easy, very convenient. It can be done in the comfort of your office, your home, your vehicle, wherever you are at whatever time you choose to do so. So in terms of applying for the application in-house, you'll visit the Transport Authority's office. You're given an application form, which is the Form Q. You submit your vehicle documents, fitness registration, insurance, and your ID. And we're talking about a government issued ID, whether it's your driver's license, national ID, or passport. So you'll use any of those IDs to get the application done, right? The cost for the new application, $14,000. If it's a motor car, truck, van, trailer, whatever it is, it's $14,000. For the bikes, it's different. It's $11,500, right? So you complete that application form and you submit your documentation to the Transport Authority. Once that is okay in terms of checking the documents and you have that level where everything is current, we proceed to process the application. If you're going to be doing it online, you go to our website at www.ta.org.jm. You'd create an account by registering for same. And after you've created the account, you follow the steps in terms of registering, then you're going to log into the account. Once you log into the account, you're going to get a two-factor verification process just for the safety and security of your using the system online. And then you follow the steps to complete the application thereafter. Again, very easy. You can use a Visa, debit, or you can use a Visa or MasterCard, debit or credit card to complete the process online. And that's pretty much it. We also have our information. If you want to get information from us, you can call us. The numbers are there, 618-0959. You can send us a WhatsApp at 551-8196, or you can go online to our website, again, www.ta.org.jm, or if you're passing the office at any point in time, we are located island-wide. You can stop in to get the information. We also have printed documents in terms of how to apply and the requirements. And that's basically for commercial carriers. Go ahead if you have questions.
All right, so I'll be moderating the chat. So first off, we have Anaki. The others with question, please raise your hands so you can be acknowledged.
Hi, good morning, Ms. Hamilton. Anaki
Good morning.
From Lingaya Farms.
Good morning, Tucker.
Good morning. We currently have a commercial license for our truck.
Mhm.
We've always done it in person though, so I wasn't aware that we could do it online.
Oh, you've been missing out on the fun.
Yes, yeah. We've been getting lots of fun by coming into office.
Okay.
So my question, first of all, is if it's done online, the collection of the documents, is that provided as a soft copy?
That's an interesting, and I'm happy that you asked a question. Very, very interesting question. All right, so here's the thing. When you do the application online, as a matter of fact, let me just hasten to tell you that the Transport Authority has gone paperless, pretty much. So for the past licensing period, we would have been sending the road licenses via electronically. So in terms of submitting the application, the only thing that you will come to the Transport Authority to pick up is your sticker. Once that sticker is printed, it prompts the system to send your road license to you electronically. If you want a copy of same, then you'd have to print it off, but it's always going to be in your email. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, it does. And hopefully when we come to collect the sticker, it's going to be an easier process.
But I'm going to add a little bit more to make the process easier for you. During the renewal period or the period of heightened activities, what we normally do is to offer, we join with courier service. We had a by courier service for our last licensing period where you can pay for that service, and instead of coming to us, the sticker is delivered to you at the location that you would have indicated. So if you want the courier service, you can send a request either on the online platform. You can make note that you'd like for it to be delivered by courier, or you can WhatsApp us the information and we'll make the arrangements. And that once it is delivered to you, it's cash on delivery.
Okay, great. Thank you
And
very much.
And it's very inexpensive.
Great. All right. I have another question now.
Go ahead.
You had mentioned two things: the private carrier and the public carrier. Is the price the same for the registration for both?
When you say registration as with the transport authority or with the, okay, so once you register as a public or commercial carriers, once you're applying for public or private commercial carriers, the price is the same, $14,000. We have not had an increase. The bikes are the ones that really are different. The price for those, $11,500, because it's a smaller unit.
Okay. All right. And then one final question. So we're currently registered as a private carrier, but we are not really using our refrigerated truck to the best. So we're considering offering the service for other persons, which would mean that we would require the public carrier.
You'd have to change.
What would be the procedure then to change from a private to a public?
All right, so for you to change from a private to a public commercial carriage, you'd have to come in office. All right, so once for the online part of it is when you're doing like a straight renewal or a straight new, that means there's no amendment to the license. So the fact that you're amending the license, you can do one of two things. You can, because it's the same vehicle, you can do either what is called a change of license type, or you can, and that's the vehicle with the green plate on it, right?
Yes.
Right. So you do a change of license type. So you'd have to come in office for that, because once an amendment is done, it has to be carried out at the office.
Okay.
But the process is seamless, just the same.
Okay.
And if you're going to do it now, even more so now, if you're going to be doing it, we don't have a lot of persons. As a matter of fact, many persons have used the online platform. So we actually did not have that large crowd that you'd normally have every year at the Transport Authority. Persons utilize the online platform.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I have a question, Ms. Hamilton. So I have a business, but why do I need to have a private or commercial license? Why can't I just use the regular white plate and transport my goods?
All right, so if you have a business and you have a vehicle and it has white plates on it, that's what I'm to understand.
Yes.
Why can't you use that vehicle? Remember when we're explaining earlier, we mentioned that a vehicle may be registered to a business, and the vehicle is used in connection with the policyholder's business in furtherance of. Separate and apart from the law, which requires that you have a commercial carriers, it's also an insurance issue. So once the vehicle is used in furtherance of the business, even though it's not used for hire or reward, you're still required to get a commercial carrier's license. And if you do not have one, and you're seen operating that vehicle out there, using the vehicle for the purpose of the business to carry goods, then the police, because the police are the ones with the power to prosecute for commercial carriers.
Okay, thank you for that. But just a follow-up, I know police will be the one to prosecute, but if they seize my goods, can I get back my goods?
Normally, and again, that's really the police, but for the little that I know, I will try to answer. Once the vehicle is stopped, they normally ask you to remove whatever perishables are there. So if it is that you can get another vehicle to take your goods from the vehicle, then no problem, because they would want to have the vehicle. If the vehicle is seized, they would not want to have your goods in the vehicle at that time. So they will normally give you the opportunity to take your goods from the vehicle. especially if it's not perishables.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions?
Yes, and what if that same said vehicle is in an accident? What then is the repercussion?
I'm not hearing you clearly, sir. Mr. Holness, can you just, I'm not hearing you clearly.
Yeah, I'm asking. And for that said vehicle, what is it, what if it is in an accident? What is the repercussion from an insurance standpoint?
That's an insurance question, really and truly. That has to be, and Mr. Elliston, that's what I was saying to you, that there are certain facets of it. We offer the carrier's license, but there are certain facets of it that will have to be dealt with by, for example, the police and insurance. But I would assume, Mr. Holness, that if your vehicle is licensed as a commercial carrier, whether private or public, and it satisfies the conditions under which it is insured, if the vehicle should meet an accident, then you should be able to recover costs. I'm just thinking that's the most practical explanation right there.
Thank you.
If the vehicle, however, if you're using the vehicle, however, going back to Mr. Elliston's question, if you're using the vehicle, however, to carry goods on behalf of your company, and it's not licensed as a commercial carrier based on the conditions of the insurance, which says use in connection with policyholder's business or insured's business, then that could actually be a contravention of the insurance contract between the policyholder and insurance company.
Good morning, Ms. Hamilton. Can we get a copy of this webinar?
Mr. Elliston, Mr.
Yes.
Elliston would.
I will share recording.
But before you go any further, Mr. Holness, I want to know if that question was answered satisfactorily.
Yes, the response was spot on.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
But just to add to Dwight, yes, we'll be sharing a recording, as I mentioned, via email, and also we'll be uploading to our YouTube page.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. And like I said before, if there are any other questions out of this seminar, what you can do is to call us. The numbers are there, 618-0959. That's our digital line. You can WhatsApp us. You can send us a WhatsApp with your questions, and we'll also answer you. It's 551-8196. And you can also visit our website, www.ta.org.jm. Or I can leave my number, my CUG. My name again, Charlene Hamilton, and my CUG, 876-552-0477.
And just to add, Miss Hamilton is very, very responsive. You can call her.
Could you repeat the number, please?
Sure. It's 876-552-0477. If you have a complaint, you can send me an email as well. So I'm giving you all these different avenues within which you can make contact with us. It's Charlene, as the name is spelled there, SHARLENE.Hamilton@ta.org.jm. So like I said, the presentation is a brief one, but it is very informative, and at least you'll be able to have a distinction between the carrier's license and in terms of the public or private commercial carriers. Any more questions?
Fruit Blossoms, it's Kadeen.
Yes, hi. Morning.
Good morning.
So I heard you made mention that if it is that you have perishables in your car and the police stop you, right? Maybe I'm going to play in devil's advocate here. But if the police stop you and they ask if you can get somebody to remove your perishables from the vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
if it's everything that you have in the vehicle is perishable, then why seize the vehicle after? Because you don't remove the goods already.
The police has that. All right. So like I said, Ms. Blossoms, that's not a transport authority matter. We don't prosecute for commercial carriers. We only provide a license. But
Okay.
I've seen in instances, and that's a very good question, because if you have a vehicle that is packed with cabbages, for argument's sake, the police right there and then will decide whether or not they will seize the vehicle. It's not all the time they exercise that power. Sometimes they just give you a ticket and allow you to go because of what is in the vehicle.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Thanks.
What I will explore is to get a follow-up presentation by the police, sorry, JCF.
The JCF, right. And they will be able to tell you under what powers they seize the vehicle or they prosecute you, that sort of thing. I would have explained basically to say that once you don't have the requisite carrier's license, based on the nature of what you're doing, you can be prosecuted. The power lies with the police. Transport Authority provides the license. The process is quite simple, and you can either go online to do your application for those persons, whether it's new or renewal. You can go online. Once you have an amendment, then you have to come in office. But right as it is, whether it's a new or renewal, once it's a straight new or renewal, then you can go online to do the application.
Okay, Brian.
Hi. Just a curious question though. If I'm transporting goods in my vehicle that are for my personal consumption, right? Irrespective of how much it is, it's not a business, right? Am I in my right to do that?
You're very much in your right. And I was waiting for that question. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read a part of the Road Traffic Act, which speaks to the very question. So there is clarity on that going forward. All right. So it says, provided that a vehicle used by its owner in the pursuits of his profession or business for his personal conveyance shall not be deemed to be a commercial motor car. How does that sound? So if you're using the vehicle, remember your insurance company, when you look at your insurance certificate, it tells you based on the conditions that are outlined that the vehicle should be used, one, for social, domestic, and pleasure purposes, and two, used in connection with the policyholder's business. And it will tell you that the vehicle is not licensed to be used for hire and reward. So it is expressly stated in the insurance, so on the insurance cover note, or well, not the insurance cover note, on the certificate more so. So if I have a vehicle, based on what you just asked, Mr. Taylor, I have a vehicle, I am building my house. I have a van, and I'm building my house. And the workman tell me that they want 4 more bags of cement. If I have a van, why should I go and hire somebody vehicle to carry my cement when I have a van that can be used and it is not something that I'm doing regularly, or it's not a business that I'm doing?
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, I'm aligned with that, but I know that sometimes police try to use it as a discretion. But if I have my pleasure being fishing, and I go fishing and I catch 500 pounds of fish, I'll just give an example, and I'm coming back, he cannot tell me that I'm doing commercial business.
And
I mean, that's my pleasure.
Again, let me go further. Let me go further and telling you what the law says about that. Is an extraordinary circumstance, right? And it says, provided further that a vehicle registered as a private motor car shall not be deemed to be a commercial motor car by reason only of its use as such in extraordinary circumstances. So not every day you go fishing your car, you catch 500 fish. Think about it.
Correct.
Exactly. So the law is there, and I'm happy that Mr. Elliston would have arranged for this discussion, because it brings to mind a lot of the things that we really need to pay attention to in terms of what we ought to have or what we ought not to have, how we operate or how we ought not to operate. So you're getting this understanding of a commercial carriers, when it is needed, who needs it, and the type that is needed is very important.
So there's one other question. Why is it
Go
that
ahead.
to get your road traffic is still every 6 months that it
To get your
lasts
road
for?
traffic? No,
Yeah,
no,
it's 1 year.
1 year.
It's not 1 year. Okay, okay.
It has always been a year. The 1st of April to the 31st of March of the following year. It's just that
Oh,
some persons apply within that licensing year, and so they don't get the full year.
oh, understood.
Right,
Mm.
right. But with the Transport Authority, especially when it's renewal time, we actually start the process from very early. So last licensing period, we started from the 1st of February. So what you'd find is an overlapping of your time. So your license will expire the 31st of March, but then you enter your application on the system the 1st of February. You get a little bit more time on your license. The
Okay,
persons have the
understand.
option persons have the option to renew from early. And that is normally, when Transport Authority normally sends out that information in respect of that.
Understood. Thanks very much for the
You're
clarity.
welcome, sir. No problem, sir. Any other question?
I think that's it.
Okay.
All right. So thank you very, very much, Miss Hamilton. Us here at the JMEA, we really appreciate what you guys are doing out there. And we look forward to having more sessions like these, because these sessions empower our members and it makes them more knowledgeable and able to comply with the regulations. And that's what we're here promoting, not just be profitable, but to be compliant in driving toward record profits. So thank you very much for your presentation.
I am happy that you said compliance, because what the Transport Authority had started doing for the past few years, we have our mobile unit, and we will go to the businesses and we will offer services with our compliance officers, or the compliance officers will visit your offices to assist you. However, we are now doing the online part of it. So when we go to these businesses, you'll always have somebody who will be able to offer the online service to do the application with you on spot. So that's what we're encouraging for the next licensing period coming up. All right. Again, you have all the different media in which to reach me. So any questions further, can send a WhatsApp, send the email, call me on the CUG. We're here, we're open to your questions, and we just want to serve you.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right.